5 seconds. His sector 1 time was 2 minutes 10.14. Sector 2, he was rapid through sector 2. Obviously the handling on that scooter was dialed in. It was 1 minute 32.64 through sector 2. Sector 3 went off the boil a bit. 1 minute 47.97. 5.5 minutes. That compares, well, that was the same time within a second he took to get around the Croft Rallycross circuit. Well done, Noel. Now give him some money. How's that? Come and collect the timing sheets from Race Control if you want to. So, race number 41. Maya Hugh, Spanish lady on pole position. Alongside Maya on the front row, Samuel White, Coles Racing Team. Then it is Matt Gian for Litchfield Motorsport. And Sean Butcher for the Mick Barrett Racing Team, one of the double duty drivers. Caleb Marshall, good result for Caleb, starting 5th. Angus Moolsdale is 6th. Then it's Reggie Dewey, Mario Mills, Alfie Prince, Tyler Chesterton, Matthew Berry and Ewan Long. Now or never for the remaining 34 competitors in Junior X30. And they will have another lap to think about it because that's a false start. Some of these drivers will be knowing that they have virtually no chance of automatic qualifying for the top 30 and pre-final automatically, so they will be simply trying to maximise the positions they can get, because with a 52 there's going to be 22 drivers battling for 6 transfer spots tomorrow morning. There are going to be a lot more drivers that are going to be butter-clenchingly tense right now, because a good result will see them safely in, a bad result will see them going home and kicking the cat before coming back and trying to get through the B final tomorrow morning. We don't condone any form of cat kicking in any way, shape or form. Not even if you scrammed your favourite race suit or £1,500 crash helmet. Maya Wu, she has been so quick but has been often out of luck. She had 2 good results yesterday, but they could have been better. 2 top 10s yesterday. Can she make it a win here now? Lights are out, we're off and racing. Hugh leads with the BKC karting team through the out onto the banking. Now we are going to start seeing, I've been talking about how calm things have been, or how well behaved they've been. This is where desperation kicks in, you can guarantee it. Those drivers that need to make something happen, but of course they can't make anything happen like they used to, because they'll get a nose cone penalty. So there'll be no sort of like, right, get him out of the way, get him out of the way, get him out of the way. It'll be a case of, right, we've got to try and race our way around, be aggressive, but keep all our body panels in position. Through the evening sun go the leaders, and it is the Litchfield Motorsport number 21 of Matt Gian who has the advantage, although I'm looking at the timing, I'm looking at the live feed, and it's obviously better for you guys at home, but with the glare in the commentary box making it a bit difficult, it is Matt Gian who leads. And Maya Wu is in second. Right behind Gian. Butcher wrestling in behind her in 3rd place. Then it is Samuel White. Angus Moolsdale made a good start. He's into 5th. Down at the first hairpin, side by side, Reggie Dewey into 6th place now. Reggie, well, a win will probably guarantee a decent starting spot for Reggie. Looking at his results, he a 10th place finish, and then a retirement yesterday, and then he went off this morning. Ooh, it's hard to see anything other than a win being, and then he would need other results to go his way. But he just has got to try as best he can. Gian, Hugh, then White, followed by Chesterton in 4th place. Then a gap back to Dewey in 5th. Sean Butcher slips to 6th, so Sean Butcher loses a few places, and he's lost another place there to Mario Mills. So Mario moves up. Oh, and there's a problem for Gian, and Flips coming through turn number 3. Well, Maya Hugh, the Spanish lady, had made the pass, and I think the two Coles teammates were also of the same opinion that the door had been opened and that they were invited. Max Gian found himself getting spat wide, and Maya Hugh there, the BKC team, with Alex Ferris behind the wheel of the operation this weekend. And she starts the curbs going through the Fullerton S's there. That's not going to help her momentum going into the Bobby Game corner. She somehow hangs on, but it's White, Chesterton and Dewey right there in 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Jan is down to 5th. The lead pack still about 30 carts strong. They head across the line and back, all the way back to Stephen Dixon, who's had a problem. Callum Driscoll, the number 83 cart, I think is stopped somewhere. And with a yellow flag waving, yes, he is stopped in the final complex. Johnny Wilkinson sets a new fastest lap, and there's a new race leader. That is 275 Samuel White, the Coles Racing Team, and Maya gives him a signal saying, well, come on then, get going, let's work together. Don't know you, but Chesterton and Dewey, 3rd and 4th. A little bit further back, Alessandro Saranetti, the second of the BKC entries in this race. Well, he spent the first half a lap of the earlier heat that he was in going backwards, and then fought back from about 30th to 10th or 12th. Max Moolsdale's dropped back at a few places in the Fusion Motorsport number 30. And Johnny Wilkinson, he had a spin earlier, so the 81 Mick Barrett kart is another driver who is nervously seeing how results go. Oh, my, are you getting shuffled wide there? Chesterton moving up into 2nd. Coles Racing 1-2. Hugh goes back in on Chesterton, and look at the contact. Reggie Dewey trying to go around the outside. Now, Reggie, you tried to do that earlier on and you end up going backwards, and he sensibly backs out of it. And Mario Mills takes advantage on the RK chassis, and they're racing very, very close all the way through the pack. The cameras have got their pictures on that group going through the Mario Mills group. You can just see in the back flashing through the screen, just cart after cart after cart after cart, because you'll see the good reflection now, and there is White and Chesterton, and piling round the corner, 15 or 16 cars. Ben Fayers in the mix, Alex Lloyd, who is now 10th for the Dan Holland Racing Team, getting a warning flag. Johnny Wilkinson is 12th, Alfie Prince, oh, and there's Mugen Mills, tyre smoke from the 19 and the 164, as that could have been very different. He managed to keep it straight. There is yellow flags waving on the banking. Somebody else has gone off. He said that things were going to get a little bit desperate, and that is the case. The two Coles Racing carts, Sam White and Tyler Chesterton, are thinking, whew, we're away from this. And now Mario Mills sends one up the inside of Maya Wiu for 4th place. Reggie Dewey is back at the 3rd, and he's also clear, but then behind Mills, you've got a snarling pack led now by Sean Butcher, Matthew Berry in the Litchfield Motorsport number 40, the Tony Kart colours with the orange stripe. He's 6th. Moolsdale's back to 7th. Yellow flags going under the bridge. Now I don't know where the cart that's gone off is. You see a marshal right at the top of the banking. No overtaking there. Johnny Wilkinson took another new fast lap. He's 11th now, ahead of Alessandro Saranetti. Then it's Gian has dropped to 14th, so early race leader Gian down to 14th, and Mario Mills getting past there by Sean Butcher. Matthew Berry behind Mills, defending against the number 30 cart of Angus Moolsdale. And in the midst of all this, let's have a little look. Maya Wuga's dropped to 9th now. Oakley Pryor is 17th behind Alex Simmons. Ewan Long and Tom Nippers, the two Australians in the race. And oh, and there's a problem with the race leader. Sam White getting shoved wide there. Well, that was a concertina effect. I thought there was a problem, and they're 3 wide going across start finish line, and Sam White just lose it, or did the cart cut out, or did he just get shoved wide? But he has caused the entire lead pack to change, and this can only bode well for the driver of the rescue vehicle getting an extra bonus lap in at the end of this race, as Mario Mills takes second, and behind them the top 20 are still like they were on the rolling lap, only scruffier and faster and more het up and more desperate, and in some cases more narked with each other. So Tyler Chesterton was leading. I think it is Reggie Dewey now in front. Chesterton has escaped. Dewey is second, Mills third, Butcher fourth, Matthew Berry is fifth, 2 minutes to go. Those 5 are clear, and you watch the back of the screen now. Coming out of the final corner, there's 4 wide across the start finish line. Oh boy, there's going to be some nose cone penalties at the end of this one. I hope that the scrutineering team has got an extra bit of battery in their iPads to record all this lot. Moolsdale's now at the head of this group. No, it's not. It's Ben Fayers. Fayers, the number 14. Or he was. Moolsdale's there now. The Project 1 cart of Ben Fayers is now second in this huge snarling pack. Right, so Fayers and the top 5 are clear. 6th place goes the 6th place battle goes all the way back to Blake Angus, the Jack Dex Racing, number 84, in 25th place. Now that I can't count anymore because I've been talking non-stop since about 8 o'clock this morning, but that's a lot. 6 to 25, that's quite a few drivers, and some of them are getting increasingly tetchy. At the front, it's a scene of bliss, calm and serenity as Tyler Chesterton, Reggie Dewey, Mario Mills, Sean Butcher and Matthew Berry circulate untroubled. We've got another driver out of the race. Well, I have to say that that is we've lost Lewis Gilbert. We've lost Samuel White. There was a problem for White. Coming through the Mike Wilson complex, the kart suddenly slowed down. Everyone else, it looked initially like Tyler Chesterton had fired him off, but there was obviously a problem because he just ran wide and then he couldn't get back up to speed, and then there was karts going left and right, and he made it as far as the second hairpin on the following lap before he decided to pull it off because enough was enough. What the problem was, I do not know. And the clock is striking 0. Chesterton, Dewey, Mills, Butcher and Berry in that order. So, last lap board goes out. Tyler Chesterton defends through turn number 1. Reggie Dewey goes wide on the banking. Mario Mills is going to dive up the inside. Reggie Dewey, though, into turn 3. He's going to go for it. Can he get across the bridge in one piece? Oh, he's on the grass. And he comes back out, and I think that may have been Mario Mills that was on the outside at the wrong place at the wrong time. Chesterton leads. Mills hangs tough, but he's got Dewey to his inside. Berry right behind him. Sean Butcher having a breather, and he's going to come up the inside. They're 3 wide. Well, Dewey's been hung out to dry there. It's second, Mills third. Sean Butcher just keeping it calm. And then Angus Morsdale is next. But Berry in the Litchfield kart ahead of Mills. That's second and third. But Tyler Chesterton, well, he survived the inevitable spectacular move from Reggie Dewey and emerges with a victory. Matthew Berry is happy with second place. Mario Mills is happy with third. Well, fair to middling. Then Sean Butcher comes home in fourth. They're streaming across the line. Dewey is fifth. Moolsdale is sixth. Seventh for Serenetti. So Alessandro Serenetti, a great drive again. Now, what happened to some of the drivers that were up at the front to start with? Well, Ben Fayers finishing 8th, Johnny Wilkinson 9th, and Maya Wu in 10th. So the pole sitter finishes 10th. Now, Alex Lloyd was 12th. Matt Gian, who led early on, he finishes 16th. And looking a bit further down, well, Ewan Long and Tom Nicholas, the 2 Welshmen, 23rd and 26th. And we lost, believe it or not, 31 drivers finished. We only lost 3. Lewis Gilbert, Callum Driscoll, and then, for reasons unknown, Samuel White, after leading And White, oh, well, he was one of the drivers that needed 2 good races today. He got 1. And I don't think that will be enough. Oh, he was 4th. Sorry, I was looking at the other White, Shane White. A 3rd and a 2nd. Decent result this morning. 1 poor race. Should be okay, but no one can say that for certain. That will be the worrying factor. And there is a standard final Kart Masters heat for a grid where there is a B final. And that was, it's going to be that, but only more insane, or more, no, that's the wrong word, no, because these are the seniors and they're all the sensible people.